Hello and good morning. Um, Today is the 29th of March. Have a lot of stuff on my plate for work today, which is nice. I always like busy days. It keeps things going nice and smoothly. And today is day 41. We're approaching the 6-week mark, which normally, 6 weeks in, I would be preparing to go to a dispensary and get a pen and some buds and probably a gram of some kind of wax or shatter. Find a good video game and take a day off and just go get blazed as part of my tolerance break. Not going to be doing that tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow most likely I'll end up doing a video about something a little different than what I normally do these videos about, which is just how I'm feeling and how things are going with the quit. So I think this morning I'll focus a little on that, and then hopefully tomorrow there's something interesting to talk about that's separate. This morning we called our landlord last night and spoke to him about buying the condo that we're in, and he's changed his mind about wanting to sell it. He's not as eager to sell it anymore, and the price that he wants for it, in our opinion, is way more than, well, not way more, but it's priced over what it really should be. And people who are looking to flip them and turn them into rentals are likely going to be lowballing them with cash offers. We had sort of picked a figure in mind that we thought was fair, given that it would be a direct sale to us and he wouldn't have to pay the realtor to do any of the work. But what he's asking for, and the fact that he's not sure if he wants to sell it anymore, has left us feeling that fear of missing out, feeling pretty hard. Both of us woke up this morning feeling kind of like it's unfair. Essentially, it's unfair that the prices are skyrocketing right now, and the prices are skyrocketing faster than you can put money away to keep up with it. And the houses that are going, it's the things that people are doing to make their offers better is just insane. It's spending 30 grand over on a house that costs $220,000, waiving inspections and walking in with appraisals, or walking in with cash over the appraisal. So it's like you just can't compete. You know, we have a decent amount of money saved up, but we'd be gutting the entire amount going in, and we wouldn't have any money left over saved to deal with anything that came up within the first year. We'd be basically rebuilding our savings from scratch. And while some people seem to think that that's fine, and I've certainly seen a lot of that where people are like, if you can afford it, just go in and buy it. The same level of confidence was happening prior to 2008, and I'm aware that the situation is very different. Most of the people that are borrowing now have good credit scores, and most of the loans and stuff that are going out are not there's no toxic loans being sent out to large groups of people who shouldn't be, getting loans. But the fear of missing out and the emotion in the market is causing a huge amount of people to rush to what is essentially artificially limited an artificially limited inventory. And artificially limited inventory means that the demand is going to be much higher, so therefore prices are going to skyrocket, and you're going to be competing with a bunch of assholes to get into a house. And our experience, although we've only bid on a few places, our experience has been that most of the people that are selling for greed and not really selling for interest in who's moving into their place. There's no sentiment in the market at the moment. It's just money, 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 and the realtors are coaching the people who are selling on what to look for and how to get people to do things that are really against their financial best interests. Everything I'm seeing on Reddit, and everything I'm seeing on YouTube, and everything I'm seeing on all of the social media fronts that I follow, of which there aren't too many, suggest that if you're not in a position to put 20% down on a house with some cash in hand still around, you probably shouldn't be looking at buying. And that's where I think we had decided that we would go for the condo, because it was, $100,000 less than the market we were kind of bidding in. But what he's asking for this place, I mean, you can't tell, but fixtures are all the fixtures are all falling apart, and there's trim that's been torn up by the dog that was in here before we moved in. One of the toilets still doesn't work properly, and we have cabinets that have the faces hanging off them. Essentially, the hinges are all worn out, and none of the cabinets close properly. We've got old appliances. There's no porch or deck or patio out back. Like there's missing features from this place, and what he's asking is more than what places that have all those features went for 6 months ago. And one of the two pieces of advice that we've been trying to stick to is don't pay more than asking. Don't offer more than asking, because you're just going in upside down at that point. Really the piece of advice that I'm starting to pay more attention to now is don't buy in a bubble, because real estate feels like a bubble right now. It's absolutely crazy. You have this artificially reduced amount of houses, and the cost of building has gone up. So there's new builds. It's almost not happening, except for apartments. Lots of apartments are going up, but we don't want a fucking apartment. We wanted a house, and we had the money to pay for it, and we make enough money, but it's just cash offer people coming in, flippers and real estate investors who are coming in to turn the place over to renting, or who are looking to sit on it for 6 months and then turn around and sell it for 40 grand over what they paid. That to me seems speculative, and it can't last. I just don't see how it could. Eventually they'll run out of people who have enough money, and eventually the prices will have to correct. And I think probably for us, if we don't get to buy this condo at a good price, we'll stay renting here until until the prices do correct. And they may not correct down. That's the other thing to consider, is that the prices may just end up plateauing, and then people like us will have to catch up financially to be able to afford them. But even that is better than what we're dealing with right now. So okay, well, I'm glad I got that off my chest. As far as quitting video games is concerned, I have, like I said, I've just been keeping so busy, I haven't really had time to think about it. Last night, I saw the PlayStation sitting there, and I was like, even booting it up and putting a game on it would be more effort than it would be worth, because I'd only have half an hour or an hour to do something on it, and then it would be bedtime or dinner time or time to do something with the cat or or the missus or whatever. Like, I just wouldn't have time to sit down and enjoy it. And I know that the time that I would be sitting down to enjoy it, I could be doing something more productive and as enjoyable. So yeah, that's been a thing. Yeah, I guess today was more about the house than anything, or rather more about the real estate market. It has been frustrating, having enough money to buy, and really we have enough income expendable to be able to purchase a house outside of the range that we've set ourselves, but I don't feel good about overextending. So yeah, anyway, stick to your quit if you're sticking to a quit. Keep up the hard work, and try to find ways to stay busy, because through staying busy I've been able to ignore a lot of the urges that I might have normally had through boredom, and that's been useful. And that's it for me. Ka kite.